Are you there, Licia?
Hello. Sorry. Sorry, Louise. Not sure what happened there. Are we live? Are we good to go?
Yes, we are live. But you have to share your screen again.
Oh, yes. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I had a little snafu there just for a second. Good morning, good Friday. Thank you for joining me. I will be flying solo here this morning. Mark, your only option is enjoying his anniversary in New Orleans this weekend. And Andrew is visiting his mom in North Carolina. So it's just me today. I thought we could look at the charts. We had CPI yesterday and PPI this morning. And they're telling us PPI is unchanged this morning. And SPY is up about 40 cents on that. Looking at the charts, let's start with SPX. Now, this is what I do every morning with our 0DT service over at Option Pit. We take about 10 minutes every morning and review the charts, where our support and resistance levels are, trends, any kind of change in trend candles we look at. We just review the basics, and I'll walk you through that this morning. Something a little different since it's just me today. And as you can see, SPX is making new highs. Yesterday broke out beyond the previous highs. This is bullish. Yesterday held my support level, 57.70, which comes in today, 57.78. And so far, this is just a nice bullish pattern. Now, there is a thing there is a candle called a Harami candle, which comes in on, which shows up as an inside day on a very large candle. Could be red or green, bullish or bearish, but it tells you to take a pause that possibly this bullishness may not be as strong as you realize or as you think it is. That could be what happened yesterday. We don't know yet. We'll need some proof today and what our direction will be. Our MACD is turning positive, or did turn positive yesterday, just barely. So our previous high will be a little resistance on SPX right at that 5,800, makes sense. From there, of course, it'll be 58.50, all those nice round numbers. And as I said, support will be 57.78. Below there, support will come in at 57.20, 57.25, 27. So while the SPX is making new highs, the Qs have not. The Qs are still pretty far off from their previous high at 503. Now, yesterday we came up against resistance of the previous high there. This morning we're down just over a point. We need to break out above that previous high to continue higher up here, 498, possibly 500. But this is providing resistance there. You will get a little support below here, 488. And then from below there will be 484.63. Still a nice bullish pattern. Still a nice bullish pattern holding support on this very pretty good steep upward trending pitchfork. The Russell is the Russell, they told us, right, was going to be the index that was going to benefit the most from lower rates. But it's the case of buy the rumor, sell the news, I suppose. The Russell has done nothing but sell off since they lowered the rates. Yesterday, it closed below my resistance my support, 217.47. It is holding these most recent lows, 215. Below there, though, I don't have support in IWM until 209.5. It is up 30 cents this morning. The resistance will be at 222, and then above there, 224.75. So yeah, don't believe the hype. Don't believe everything they tell you. IWM sold off after the rate hike. And we'll talk about bonds, same idea there, but let's finish these first. Diamonds, trading in what the Japanese call a box range, meaning a consolidation. Yeah, yesterday tried to break out, well, yesterday and the day before, tried to break out to the upside of that. There'll be resistance up here above 427.25. These lows, the bottom of the box will be support at 419. So diamonds trying to figure out which way to go, consolidation. Usually a pause or a break is just a breather before you continue in the same direction. But once you have a further extended, longer consolidation, then, once it gets longer and longer, it could be forming a top. Your MACD is trying to turn positive, but is still in negative territory. The dollar's breaking out above my support, 102.65, and looks like it wants to run to 104. Looks like it wants to run to 104. Now remember, when you break through resistance, it's now your new support level. So in the dollar, support comes in 102.65. Looking bullish also. Bonds also a case of buy the rumor, sell the news. On the 10-year, trying to bounce off my support yesterday with a nice little doji, possible change in trend. We will need more evidence of it trading higher today before going long, and resistance is up there at 113.11. So last night, if you're not reading Profits and Pumps, go to optionpit.com, sign up we each have our own free newsletter. Always a trade idea in there, good trade ideas between myself, Mark, and Andrew. Go to optionpit.com and sign up for our free newsletters. Last night in Profits and Pumps, I wrote about TLT and how is it the bond vigilantes returning? In the 80s, they had what they called the bond vigilantes, which were the large bond traders selling off bonds in spite of what the government was trying to hold the rates at. And in the 80s, they were doing it because of inflation. In the 90s, they did it again because of the government spending. And I wrote that right now we have major league inflation and we have major league government spending. And right here is where they lowered rates, right here on the 17th. And lowering rates, bonds are supposed to go higher, right? They're inversely correlated. Instead, our bonds have sold off. So my question is, have the bond vigilantes returned? Are they defying what the Fed is trying to do with rates and forcing the government with their new issues of bonds to have to pay a higher rate, right? Because those lower rates are trying to help our debt. or government debt. And the bond traders aren't having it. So they sold them down. They sold them down 8% in just a couple weeks. So TLT has traded down to my support level there, 93.31. Looks like it tried to create a little hammer there yesterday. A hammer is a change in trend candle found at the bottom of a downtrend. Possible change in trend. But as always, when you're using technical analysis, candles, support resistance, you need a confirmation. I always wait for the confirmation the following day. In this case, it would be bonds trading higher. This morning they aren't. They're testing my support level again. They're trading 93.43. My support is 93.31. So we need to watch that. And down below there, 91.5 and 90.25 will be your next support levels. MACD and RSI still looking very bearish. So I thought this could possibly be a bottom. We need evidence. And so far this morning, we are not getting the evidence. I recommended waiting until TLT trades over 94 for at least an hour this morning before hopping into some long calls. Doesn't look like that's going to happen right away, at least. What do we have left? We have crude. Crude oil catching a bid here after being sold off for several months. Had a nice little double bottom off my support. The 67 is a very strong support level in crude going back to 2021. Put that in on your chart, 67. Also this median line. Now we're trading between this median line and the next level in this channel. So support comes in at 72.38 and resistance is at 78.20. So after not being able to break through that resistance, we had a very bearish candle earlier in the week, trying to recover from there. And looks like it wants to come back up to 78. Gold. Did I talk about the dollar? I need to talk about the dollar. Gold had a little bit of a pullback, still honoring our support, marching higher all the way along there. A nice little sell-off, always healthy in a bull market. Very nice bullish engulfing candle yesterday and confirmation today. So trading out above our resistance is now new support. If you're going long gold futures, your stop loss 26.29, 26.30. Looks like it wants to come up and revisit up here, 26.73. Gold looking bullish after its little pullback. And the dollar, which is so important for, we didn't talk about the dollar. Maybe I did. I do this every day, and the dollar is very bullish, breaking out over our resistance level, 102.98, which is now again support, looking to go to 104. I did talk about this. Lastly, Bitcoin. Bitcoin having a nice rally. And then a pullback back to support at 60,527. Nice doji, dragonfly doji down there, signaling a bottom of this downtrend. This morning we're getting confirmation. And looks like it wants to trade back up here at the top of the channel, 64,769. Let's see what we're doing now that the news has settled in. We're trading higher on SPY by 16 cents. Maybe we get another little inside day today. And then that could be a bull flag ready to continue the rally. Trade ideas. My TLT over 94. TLT over 94. Take a look at the October 11. I don't have my thinkorswim open. It's not October 11. It's the, so 11, 12. The 11th is Friday, those Monday calls. Take a look at those, the 94s, under $1. But as I said, wait for TLT to trade above 94. I like that play. Yesterday, I sent out to my option shoppers, I thought an NVIDIA, very bullish pattern, trading out, breaking out above its previous highs, bull flagging here. I think NVIDIA could have a nice bullish day today. I bought calls for today. Cheap calls for today, they were under $1. That's about all I have. PPI, not moving the markets. They're telling us it's unchanged. On behalf of your only option, Mark Sebastian, and your Vicar of Volatility, Andrew Giovinazzi, I'm Licia Leslie, your Queen of the Candlesticks, as Mark would say. And visit us at optionpit.com. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for the abbreviated session this morning. We will see you next Friday. Thank you for joining me.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.